Eric doesn't need them. Let's see. So I am sending Marjorie with Julie and Lyndsi. Kirsten and Sophia are going to go with who again? Kirsten and Sophia with who? With that's Nathan.
Nathan.
All right. Nathan. Okay. Nathan, where's Nathan? There you go. The three of you. And then DJ and Monty, and who's going to go with them? Monty, what's DJ's? Oh, DJ's coming out of Sienna. Who's going with DJ and Monty? I can't see you, so talk to me.
Inger and Jordan.
Inger and Jordan, okay. And that leaves us with everybody left is all hearing people, right?
Aaron's doing the interpretation of Eric's presentation.
Oh, Eric's presenting. Oh, yay. Thank you. We'll put Eric in there. Aaron. Who wants to join that one to either be another interpreter or a consumer of my students? Nobody?
I thought we already had places to go.
You're having to remind me. I'm not remembering everything. Is anyone in the room with Aaron and Eric? No. All right. Then I'm going to send you to those rooms, and then other people will be left still. So when you see open room, you can click on that and join, and then just go ahead.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. We just today and tomorrow are our last 2 days of classes, so we're really excited.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome! Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's been a lot.
Yeah. For a couple weeks, for like 3-4 weeks, and then we're back again. But we
Julie, you I don't know if you know Julie, but I went through an interpreter program and graduated in 2008.
Okay.
So I know the stress. I know it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, a language is hard because you can get all A's, but you can still, for me, it's like working, and it's just hard to get that experience all the time. So, but it's a work in progress, and we've gotten our hands up a lot this summer. So I'm appreciative that you came. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad. So both of you will be interpreting, or one at a time?
Oh, team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, how long is your presentation? We'll do half.
I have not done it, so I don't know. You told me 10 minutes, so.
Okay. So Julie,
is that how long it's supposed to be about?
Yeah. So we'll each do 5 minutes. Does that sound good, Julie?
Yeah, perfect.
And then when we're ready I'll time it because I have my phone ready, and then we'll just get attention and say that we're going to switch.
If you need more, like I said, I didn't time it. So
yeah, no worries.
We'll just, if you need me to keep talking, I can.
No, 5 minutes is plenty.
I'm never at a loss for words.
That's how I am.
And then, so yeah, we'll just do this when we're ready to switch. And then Julie, I was thinking about a different control choice to let us know if we need like support, like a sign or something. So I was like leaning in.
I saw JT and Kirsten did the lean in, so
and that's like obvious that we need.
Oh yeah, because you read my draft. You read that?
No, I saw it. Yeah, because I watched their video again. That's what it was.
Okay. Yeah, last time we teamed together, we did a control choice. I don't think we did a control choice for how to know to be fed. So one of our peers, they leaned forward, and the other interpreter needed to like feed them the sign.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay.
And
then you're gonna keep in track of time too, or you want me to?
You do it for me, and then
Yeah,
I'll
5
do it.
minutes.
Okay. So I'm trying to think of anything else. And then Margie, I told you I'm gonna pause you for like 1 or 2 times maybe, just so we can practice the consecutive.
Also the interpreter.
Yeah.
And now, is this going to be simultaneous or consecutive?
So mostly simultaneous.
Okay.
And then like they want us to use blends of consecutive. So that's like if I miss something, I'm gonna say pause for interpretation, please. And then I can either just catch up or I'll ask you something that I missed. Like if I missed a name or a number or something.
Because we're practicing like teaming, so feeding each other signs, and we're practicing speaking up and pausing the speaker
Yeah.
when we need to,
Simultaneous or consecutive.
and working the continuum of SI-CI. So
Yep. Okay, and then Julie, I'll time you next, and then I'll just interrupt if it's still going. Margie, if that's okay.
I'll go like 1 minute when before. Okay.
But yeah, okay. So, I'm recording, so that's set. Julie, you're timing me, and then we all can be on the screen together. Back a little bit.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna mute my. No, I'll keep it on.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
I forget the roles with BRS and then this. Okay. All right, Margie, take it away.
All right. Hi, everybody. I thought I would introduce myself. I am Margie. I am Lyndsi's friend. Both of us interpret together at church. And I want to talk today about COVID-19 and the crazy Zoom stuff that we've been going through. I think that before this all started, well, actually, wait, let me back up. In February, I went on a cruise. And the cruise was wonderful. I've never been on a cruise before. When I was on the cruise, I found out that there were some other cruise ships off the coast of California that were being quarantined for this crazy thing called coronavirus, which I had never heard of before. And then we did fine on the cruise. Nobody got sick. We hung out together. We were in this crowded situation with everybody. We were going to conferences together. We were learning about how to improve our marriage. It was amazing. Then when we finally got home, like 2 weeks later, our country started being shut down. First, my daughter was, she is a school teacher. And let me explain my family really quick, because this is mostly going to be about my family. My daughter is a school teacher. She had a baby last year. She's a single mom. So she asked if she could move in with us, with me and my husband. And she moved in because she wanted to get support. So she's renting out her own house to some people. And so she's living with us so she can get support and we can help her with the baby. I also have another daughter that lives close to me. She has 2 sons, Benjamin and Emmett. Benjamin was 7, Emmett was 4, and I babysit them 3 days every week.
Pause for interpretation, please. Margie, what was the name of your grandsons? Emmett?
Emmett is 4,
4 years old.
and Benjamin is 7.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So both of them are just adorable, and I babysit them 3 days every week. So when this whole crazy coronavirus shutdown started, my daughter Jessica started having to stay home and teach from her computer, her students, on Zoom. What the heck was Zoom? I'd never heard of Zoom. Is that a race car? I mean, you know, really? I think before all of this started, I should have probably invested stock money into Zoom because it just took off. And then all of a sudden I'm paying for Zoom every month because I have to use it for church, and I'm having to use it for my daughter, who's all of a sudden going to be teaching from home. And then 2 days later, my husband starts his job working from home. And so he is a computer information person. He's works for OtterBox. And OtterBox makes all those fancy cases that you guys all have for your cell phones, your laptops, your iPads, whatever. They make all of those cases. And because he found out about midnight one night that the next day he wouldn't be able to go to work. So he went to work at midnight and ended up having to collect all of his stuff for his testing, because he tests all the OtterBox cases. He had to go collect all that stuff from work and then haul them home. And he set up his office in his bedroom. And he has all these cases all over the bed, and he has the his charts on the wall. So he set up his office so he could do a bunch of testing. One day I'm like, oh, I got to take a picture of you and record what you're doing. So I go outside with my camera and I take a picture of him recording what he's doing. And he says, Margie, stop. You can't take pictures of me. I'm like, what? No, everything we're doing in OtterBox is secret. You have to delete the pictures. So I said, okay, fine. So I deleted the pictures.
Pause for the interpreter, please.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. So then like 2 weeks later, my grandsons, well, actually that week, my grandsons were on spring break. So they're coming over now to my house every day. And they had spring break for 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks later, they start on what? Zoom, on their classes. So I have a 4-year-old sitting in the living room doing his Zoom conferences on the computer. Now, isn't that bizarre? 4-year-olds taking conference calls on a computer. Then my 7-year-old grandson is in the kitchen on his computer on a Zoom call. Then upstairs is my husband on his Zoom call in his bedroom. And downstairs in the basement is my other daughter on her computer on a Zoom call. And I'm going, blah, 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 blah. I'm kind of going crazy. And then in the meantime, I'm babysitting my 8-month-old granddaughter who's crawling around the floor. And I'm running from each computer, my 4-year-old grandson to his computer to help him because he doesn't know how to do anything on the computer. So I'm helping him. And they all have to be on the Zoom call at 10 a.m. at the same time, right? So I'm going over to help one, and then I have to quickly go over to the other grandson and help him with his computer. And I'm like, and then all of a sudden, crash, something falls in the living room. And my granddaughter, who's 8 months old, just made some box go crash onto the floor because she's starting to learn how to crawl. And I was kind of going crazy at that time. Can you imagine? So I'm like, wow, you know, the granddaughter, I'm taking care of her, the grandson, my other grandson. Oh my gosh, it was like a crazy time. So then I finally, you know, I figured it out. I mean, we made it through the year, but when all of that stuff was happening, I'm like yelling, help! And my husband comes running and my daughter comes running, and we got everything figured out, but it was kind of a crazy time. I'm learning from this time with COVID-19 that I'm learning about myself, like how patient am I? And I'm finding out I am not very patient because there's so many people with different ideas. Like, should I wear a mask? Should I not wear a mask? And people like tend to just not like, like if you think, oh, I should wear a mask wherever I go because it's going to protect me from all those awful cooties that are coming into my brain. And then other people are like, no, I think this COVID-19 stuff, it's all a hoax. And it's just the media trying to scare us. So I'm kind of in the middle. And I'm like, I wear a mask when I go to the grocery store, but I don't wear a mask when I'm walking outside. But I also don't have a lot of patience, I'm realizing, with people that think that they need to get a COVID-19 test whenever they feel like they're sick. Like yesterday morning, my husband wakes up and he says, Margie, I have a tickle in my throat. Oh my gosh. What am I going to do? Hey, can you guys hang on? My doorbell just rang and I need to go and check who it is because I'm expecting somebody. He didn't know that I was coming, so I'll be right back.
That's a good demand that someone needs to pause.
Okay.
Write that down.
I started to forget the most basic signs when she was like,
No.
on the basement. I was like,
Talk
What
so
is-
fast. I want to be like, slow down. But
as
it's
soon as she
good.
started, as soon as she started, I go, wow.
No, I know. And like I saw that, but then like you completely like got caught back up. Like it's really good. You're doing great.
Okay, thanks. That was, so anyway, my husband woke up and he has a tickle in his throat and he says, Margie, I'm supposed to go and help out with Habitat for Humanity today, but I don't think I should go because I don't want to expose anybody. Oh dear, I gotta stay home. Now my work's gonna be mad at me. I don't want to get people exposed. Maybe I should go get a test. He had a tickle in his throat, for heaven's sakes. I found out I am not a very patient person, but somebody told me during this time, we have to figure out what can we take away from all of this COVID-19 stuff? What are we learning? What kinds of lessons do we need to take away? So I'm realizing that I need to be a kinder person and more patient. And I'm trying to do that. And sometimes it's hard. Okay, so yay, that was it. That was my presentation.
Awesome. I loved it. It was good because there's like a lot of role shifting and you talk really fast.
Oh no, I was trying not to, but
No, it's good. We have to practice with every
Uh-huh.
consumer.
And
We
like,
actually, other presentations say, you are an interpreter, so like it's not good to pause. And
mhm.
other people were like, so I went to the store, and you're trying to use consecutive and CI,
Yeah.
and like it was hard. So that was, we could stop you if we needed to. So that's good
Yeah.
practice.
No, that's really good practice.
And I
because-
was able to not pay attention to what you're signing, so.
I know, I was wondering that. I'm like, maybe because I knew you knew sign, but no, that was really
Yeah, I
good.
have questions on what you could sign. I mean,
Yeah.
did you have questions on sign choices?
She would send us a message. I think it might have gone on longer because how long was it supposed to be? Because, we have 13 minutes, it says.
Oh, 13. Okay, it was supposed to be 10, so that's good.
Yeah, no, I told her 10.
No, I'm saying we have 13, it says remaining minutes. in
Yeah.
here.
But I told Margie that she only needs to.
No, but
Yeah.
when do we have to go back? Do you know?
'Cause I think
I'm gonna
for
go-
the-
I gotta go grab my charger, but what were you saying?
well, because I think she said 8 minutes for the VRS calls, so they should
Should
be.
we just message her? I think 8 minutes each. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
So can you message her
yeah, I'll
on here
message her.
and see? Because if not, we could always do something small, like have her do question and answers or
Yeah.
interpret it. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey, let me tell Ryan. Hey, Ryan, if you want to come up here and watch, you can. I have a friend who's a student. She wanted to practice interpreting. So that's what we're doing. So I want to say, how are you? I'm going to give you a hug out here. I know you've been probably around people that, oh, well, I'm so over this.
I've already showered and everything. I've been staying at my friend's house for like almost a week now.
And is that working out okay?
She's helping me out a lot, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, she took me to court this morning, so dropped me off.
Oh, she took you to court. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Oh, this is Ryan, Eric Davis's son.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Meet you.
He texted me and he says, I'm going to come over at 9. I'm like, but I'm at a conference, but I couldn't call him because he doesn't have a phone. So,
Mm.
so.
I met one of his sons.
On an iPhone.
I'll check. I'm not sure.
Was it me? It probably was. Was it at Foundation?
At church, yeah. Yeah, that was you.
Yep.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So Margie, do you have any feedback for us? I know you weren't watching, but as far as like interrupting and stuff, was that like?
No, I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have anything else you want me to talk about, I have my whole garden, and Ryan helped me with it. So, yeah.
I have a question. How would you sign phone case? I'm like phone, like protect, and I was like trying to show that.
What? I didn't like that.
Huh?
So I would sign my phone,
Yep.
show it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would probably take it like that, and then fingerspell case.
Mm.
It has to be, you know.
Yeah.
So I would probably fingerspell the case first, like
Yeah.
the phone case, and then show it.
Okay.
How it goes. Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Julie, go ahead.
One thing I told myself to do, and I was going to say it out loud, and I still didn't do it, that I didn't do in the last one, is when you asked for clarification, I was supposed to interpret that if there was a deaf consumer, because that was my feedback in my last one, is that when she's asking for clarification, I should say interpreter's asking, because the deaf consumer, when we had them here, they were like, I was confused because there was a lot of talking and no one interpreted. So I was like, okay. And so when she does it, I should have done it. And then if I did it, she should have done it. But I forgot. So I watched her like clarify, and I'm sitting here, and then she starts again. I'm like, oh man, I didn't do that.
Mm.
But
No,
it's
that's
something
good. I didn't. Because usually I interpret it, but that's like SimCom, so I didn't. And I knew that I don't know. I knew we didn't have a deaf consumer, but that's good, Julie. I didn't know that. That makes sense.
It was just because when Jordan observed me,
Mm-hmm.
he said it was very unclear because there was like, he didn't pin the other person. So
Yep.
they were just going back and forth for the clarification. And
Mm-hmm.
he was like, what's going on, when he couldn't hear anything.
Yeah. Well, I messaged Lori, but she hasn't gotten back to me. Do you mind doing like a 2 more minute, Margie?
No. I'm taking this computer outside.
Or if you have to go, that's totally fine.
No, I'm going to take it outside so you can see my garden.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about my garden. Come on, Ryan. Let's go
That'd be
talk to
good
her.
visual.
So now I have another person that you guys can interpret, because Ryan and I will be having a conversation.
Mm,
Okay.
perfect.
So yeah, that'll be fun. Hopefully it's not too bright. Hopefully you can see. Okay. So now you can start.
Okay, Julie, you want to time me like 2 minutes?
This is my friend Ryan. Can you see him? So Ryan, he helped me rototill my whole garden. I don't know if you can see. I'll try and.
Oh, I think the internet's going out.
Hey, Margie, your screen froze.
Oh, she's so excited to show us the garden. I think it's going
I know.
Completely
Yeah, can you hear us? I can't.
in May. Ryan, he by hand he no
Hey, Margie. Margie, you're frozen. See if I can message her.
She has to see that we're frozen by now.
Yeah.
I lost service.
Okay.
because
Yes.
I was too far from the house. But I don't know if you saw my garden at all. But
Yeah, sorry.
kind of crazy.
Those plants are taller than me. I'm 6'3", so those are at least 6-foot corn plants.
Somebody asked me, Margie, can we have some Margie corn? Because they wanted
It's better than the
some
farm.
corn. So there's corn out there and zucchini and tomatoes, and it's all like jammed in, and they're right next to the raspberries. And we didn't realize when we planted, because when you plant, the seeds are real little. When we planted, everything was very far apart, it seemed like. And now all of a sudden, they're all like together, squashed. Like there's 3 rows of corn, and there's zucchini, and there's peas coming underneath the zucchini, and it's right next to the raspberries. My goodness gracious. It's really hard to get into there to harvest now. So, but we're going to have a lot of good fun, and I'm really glad that Ryan came back because he can help me keep it weeded sometimes. It feels like it.
No, I need to. I just have been so busy.
He says he's been so busy. He wants to
So
get you
busy. Being sad. No. just
being
like,
sad.
yeah, I've just been
Aw,
running
come
around
here.
like a headless chicken.
And the last
trying
time,
to fix my life. I gotta get another job. So yeah, I have to go to my old job, pick up my ID and social, and then try and go get another job somewhere else with
Yeah.
just a copy of my social. I hope that works.
Okay, we're gonna switch interpreters.
But just keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sign.
no, they're interpreting hearing people that don't know sign language, obviously. But Ryan knows sign language, and I do. His dad is deaf, so
Everyone in this call knows ASL.
yeah, those two that are they're practicing interpreting what we're saying for their class.
Okay.
So so this worked out perfectly. You came over because then they could have more material to work from.
The frog jumped the log.
The frog jumped the log.
The frog jumped the log. Yeah. Is that how you call it?
Yeah.
Jumped
Yeah.
the log.
So anyway, yeah, so we're gonna chat, and then I'm supposed to actually go and visit a friend at 10 o'clock. She's been wanting to see me.
Oh,
So
really?
that was on my schedule today, but I can call her and ask her if we can do it another time.
I was gonna say, because Raina lives in like South Fort Collins.
Uh-huh.
You could take me down 287, drop me off at the light, and I can walk up the street to her
Oh,
house.
okay.
So,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That would work. So
Yeah.
yeah, so after we're done visiting, I'll give you something to eat because you probably are hungry.
Yeah, I haven't had breakfast. I like woke up and went straight to court. And
Oh, dear.
court was nice though. It was pretty good. She just gave me a paper and said, "Have a nice day," and that's it. Just sign up for a public defender. Next time I go there, that's when I start talking. So I have to talk to my attorney at law, the public
Okay.
pretender, that guy. But hey, check this out, y'all. I got a new tattoo recently. Look. Yeah, I totally branded myself. I needed to balance the moon right there, so I did that. It's Spitfire
Aw.
bearings and Vans shoes, like Vans for days. Yeah. It's gonna be a pug.
Pug.
Next, I want to get this little cute guy. Him. He seems like they're all so cute.
How much does it cost when you have a tattoo every time?
This one was free because Sheldon, he's like starting tattooing, you know?
Oh,
He's
okay.
just
So your friend's just trying to
yeah,
learn
he's trying to get
skills.
himself a portfolio so he can land an apprenticeship and all that. That's how most tattoo artists start, is like from your house. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, we're done. She just said 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
No, on the Zoom call. I'll
Are we
tell
all
you.
gonna stare at a screen like this?
So, Julie, you and I can just give each other feedback
Okay.
for a couple more minutes. So, Margie, if you have to go, that's fine. That was so awesome.
Thank you so
Have
much.
any other questions, sign choices, or anything like that?
I'm trying to remember. I'm sure I do. Can I ask you later? I recorded this. Is that okay?
You're gonna what?
I recorded this. Is that okay?
Oh yes, that's fine. That's
Because I'm
fine.
gonna watch it and then I'm sure I'll have questions because we have to write about it and everything, write
Okay.
a paper about it. And Ryan, I like your new tattoos. I couldn't say anything because she was interpreting. but
Talk about it, just
I like
try-
them.
Yeah, I'm working
Um,
on the collection.
Yes. But yeah, Margie, you're the best. Thank you. I'm
Well,
gonna.
you are too, and I'm glad I was able to do this with you.
Nice seeing you again.
This was like a lot of fun.
And Julie, your sweater is pretty cool.
Thank you. It's kind of distracting for interpreting, but
Yeah.
all right, bye guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Margie, love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. See here. Do that. Like,
Okay. Well, I feel bad
We were
because
just looking at it. Why? We were just looking at each other, dying and laughing when it was like, it was great, but it was so random towards the end. You're like gardening. So cute. He looked at me like, how? And then when he was like, look at my legs, look at my tattoo, look at this tattoo, look at this.
I know, and that's like, well, I guess that could be like a VRS call, you know, like, or a Zoom call that you'd have to, like, family or friends. I don't know.
Or
But
we can just say, literally, we can add that to being like, so we finished early, so she
Yeah.
took the computer out to the garden and it got
yeah.
disconnected. Then she called back with, who was that to her? Her grandson?
No, so her dad or his dad goes to our church. He's deaf, and she interprets with me at our church. And so he's really good friends with his dad that's deaf, and so he hangs out there. And
Yeah, so it's like one of her dad's best
Yeah.
friends. Like I would go to
yeah,
like my mom's best friend comes over and brings me food all the time.
Yeah.
Now that I'm pregnant,
Aw.
like that.
Yeah, and I think, what was I gonna say? I just lost my train of thought. But I think it was, so like if we're interpreting like for a deaf student, I feel like over Zoom that happens all the time. They're like, oh, here's my dog, or here's my my bedroom. Like they're constantly wanting to show because it's so cool to them. Like this happened this whole last part of the year. Like the deaf student I work with was like totally not focused on schoolwork. Like he wanted to show me everything in his house, you know. So
That is actually great that you talk about that because it's so true. I just stopped my recording because if it gets too long, then it's like harder
yeah,
to send.
there was something I wrote down.
I mean, I'm gonna watch this again, and I know I'm gonna market you about this stuff.
Yeah.
I
Are you using this for practicum?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, her pace was great. There's a lot of things to talk. There's a lot of demands to talk about, but it wasn't super hard at the same time. I like how I did set up the house though, and I was like, okay, like, because I did like the living area, the kitchen, and then she was like second floor. So then I was like first floor, second floor, dad, and then she was like basement. So then I was like second floor, first floor, basement.
Yeah,
and she's like, I was going.
it. Yeah.
She's like, I was going all of them like, help. And that's when I was like, where is everyone? Place and space. Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that. It was really good because you even showed like that, but you showed like each floor, all the way to the basement, all the way to the top. No, that was really good. I think that definitely wasn't my best work because I think she went really fast and there's like a lot of role shifting, which for some reason I like for role shifting, I always, I don't know, go the wrong way or whatever. But I think it was a good example to use because it was so fast and
I think our time ran out.
I know she said don't worry about the time, we had 10 more minutes, but I think we can go back. I feel bad because I had 3 hearing people and then my friend DJ who's deaf that I haven't talked to in years, he just texted me this morning and he's like, hey, I'm ready, and it was like Iowa time, so I'm like, sorry, and he didn't text me that he was going to come back or he was going to come. So I feel really bad. And I told them all like, oh yeah, 10, 15 minutes. And I feel it's like almost 45 minutes.
I'm sure it's fine. Like I can imagine wanting to be a part of training deaf people sometime or training interpreters sometimes, but you can just call them when you're done.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't even really try to get people to come. I've just been so busy. I'm like, I'm not going to even just like call people.
I know. And that's the thing. Like I told them all about the VRS call and how it's going to work. Like I called every person and then she's like, oh, let's do presentations. And I'm like, if you would have let me know, but whatever, it works for VRS. But
All right, let's go back and see what everyone's doing.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
Thank you for having me do this one with you.
Yes, good job.
You too.
Well,
Nice.
dining room table. Thanks.
Nice.
So you guys are done too? Okay. Trying to see who's left in the rooms.
It was funny because I have 2 kittens right now, and one of the cats started walking, and Bethany was like, and I was like, just ignore, because I was interpreting. I'm like, ignore the cat.
That kind of worked out nice because then I just interpreted for Katie what you were saying.
It was
It
cool.
was like
Yeah. It was like it was a very open communication.
Good, good.
Bethany loves cats. Loves cats.
Yeah, she has 3. Yeah.
Uh-huh. She's got a tattoo. Cats. Like, that was our first conversation when I first met her, and it was a very bonding experience. It was
Yeah. She saw him, and it was just like, and then he went away, and she was like, she got so excited.
I love her. She was great.
Yeah, they were both really fun.
Good. Lyndsi, your sister is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. I had no idea if she knew what she was doing, but
It was fun. I pulled my boyfriend in, and he sat right here behind me, and they had a conversation, and he was a principal, and she was like the counselor at the school, and it just,
perfect. Yeah, that's what her job is. She's a school psych, so
yeah,
that worked out.
it was fun.
Good. Good. That's awesome.
I love it. So all we have to do is provide it and people create it. This is good.
Yeah.
This is
Margie, she had a like 10-15 minute presentation, and then she's like, oh, I want to show you my garden, and like brought her computer outside, and then she had a friend there who was showing us his tattoos. And I was telling Julie, like, and we were interpreting this whole thing, and like
showing his arm and then showing his leg.
and then I was telling Julie, like, when I interpret for my deaf student over Zoom, like this last semester, like they were constantly showing us their pets and their rooms. So I'm like, this is realistic.
and it's VRS realistic too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now VRI, people use it so much more.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, that's
It's
great.
fun.
That's so great. Love it. Love it.
Luckily, Bethany came in at the perfect time because we like started our own thing at first. And then Yvette, we're talking about like Yvette was going to be a mad customer going to Starbucks and like being angry. And like Katie was explaining, well, you can go through our drive-through. And then Yvette's like, but I don't have a car. But Yvette has done this to someone else. So then I just thought of that last situation and I just started laughing hysterically. Like I couldn't be angry. I was like, of course you did this to me, Yvette. But then Bethany joined and we kind of just started over.
I mean, it was suitable in both situations. You know, I might not have a car.
But it's just so random and it's like, I don't have a car.
It matched so well with the situation. It really did.
That's great. That's great.
So thank God she came in, because then Molly was like, why don't we start over?
Anyways.
Like, I'm recording this, Yvette. I need this.
Yeah, it was awesome. Katie was telling us how y'all have, you know, crazy people coming in, you know, not wanting to wear masks and yeah.
Florida, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I forget y'all all live in Florida, huh? Does Bethany live in Florida too? Yeah, because he was signing a few places and I was like, they must all live in the same area.
Yeah. Yeah, Katie and I work at the same Starbucks. We went to high school together and then 7 years later became friends. Yeah, it was cool. But yeah, it's just, my mom was worried that, you know, our Starbucks requires, like, if you go to a Starbucks now, you have to wear a mask, for all of you guys. If you go in the cafe, yeah. So, but you can go through drive-through or you can like mobile order and someone can walk it out to you. So like, you don't have to, you know, if you don't want to wear a mask, like you don't have to go inside kind of thing. But I was telling my mom about it and she was like, well, what if somebody pulls out a gun on you? Because people in your area are crazy. And it was this whole conversation, and that's pretty much where I live. Yeah.
I know Florida, we always get the crazy stuff, like, and then they messed up all of our. Oh, never mind.
Everybody's coming back almost. Thanks, Monty. Thanks, DJ, for joining today. Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks for your help. You can disconnect now and go back to life.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed yourself? Good.
Yes,
good.
I did. I got to
Thank
meet
you.
An interesting young man.
Oh, good. You liked each other. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Bye now.
At first, I thought Monty was interpreting for him, and I was like, what happened? He learned sign language in that VRS call.
I have to say, though, during that call, they got along so well that Monty said, wow, I really like you, DJ. You're a really nice guy. And so DJ said, oh, we can FaceTime because I'm hard of hearing and I can a little bit hear. They're going to be friends now, like for life. It was crazy. JT and I were like, what's happening? Because I was like, hey, we did a good job. That they felt like that connection.
Get that. JT and Inger bridging people together.
No, that part happened during Inger's part, not mine. They were
I
like,
knew Jordan was going to be like, no,
interpreter.
it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
So,
And
so DJ was connected to who?
me, and it's funny because he's my niece's husband's cousin, and I hadn't talked to him in 2 years. And I just texted my niece to reach out to him, and then he just texted me this morning and wanted to do it. I'm like, I had no idea who was coming, so I'm glad it worked out.
Cool, cool. And then Monty's connected to who?
Me.
You too. Okay, okay. And Monty's not family.
No, he's my really good friend now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Too fun, too fun.
One is here in Colorado and one's in Iowa.
Iowa.
And now they're going to be best friends.
Best buds, exactly. But you know what? That is so funny because it happens. In a live situation I remember doing once, which was really funny. We had a deaf guy. They were going to talk about biking, race biking, especially in velodromes. So like when you go up on the sides and go around. And they were both total cycle nerds, right? And they connected so much that they just blew past the interpreter, right? Because they were enjoying the talking to each other so much that the interpreter couldn't even keep up with them, and they were just like starting to gesture. The hearing guy was, and the deaf guy kind of started to go a lot more Englishy, and I think the two of them went biking, after that or whatever. Yeah, isn't that fun though? Yeah, yay! Even in practicums, people connect. Way to go, way to go. Well, that seemed, even though it was like, whatever, let's put it together and see what it becomes. It became some interesting things, it looked like. So kudos to all of you to tap your resources out there and then be willing to go, okay, we'll make it work. Way to go. What a great group. Yeah, I think that is an amazing asset here and obviously in life, and will keep being a great asset to you as interpreters, because it's a lot of times that's what we have to do. So yay, yay. Wonderful, wonderful. Any follow-up things from that you want to check in on or anything? No? Okay. Cool. Certainly, wherever those fit, if you need journals, use them for that. Use this morning. It's all happening in the morning, right? The first half of class, use that if you need it for a journal at all. Kirsten, did you have a half a hand?
I did, because I went to the Greeley observation last night, and that student apparently has been not very consistent about showing up And there's apparently been a lot of us that have missed out on observations because of that student. And they said, knowing that we do not have face-to-face classes next week, there are actually 4 different open observations with students that have been consistent and showing up every single day.
And those are the morning kids, right?
Yeah, the Tuesday and Thursday, and then one's at 9:30 and one's at 10:30 Mountain Time. So she said just to let her know, but that she's completely okay with anybody coming in if they need any observation in that way.
And everybody has those contacts stuff. You don't have to go through me. Take me out of it totally. Yeah. If you want to go, and even if you don't need a journal, but you just want to go for observing, I think that could be pretty interesting. Right. Fantastic. Thank you, Kirsten. Nice. Yeah. So I'm assuming everybody's no panics around having enough practicum journals or enough observation journals. I'm seeing we're good. Everybody is good. We're all good. Sophia's got a hand.
I'm just wondering, you prefer us to use the ASL class for a journal rather than the presentation? Because I feel like I have more to talk about at the presentation. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's not about me. It's about you. Even though you don't think it is. You think it's all about me, but it's really about you. Other questions, concerns related to journals? We're all good. Okay. Questions? Let's just make sure we're all on the same page, because some of you, are going to be doing some stuff maybe this afternoon. Any questions about work sample 4 or anything you want to clarify on that? And I think it was Lyndsi yesterday was talking about what was said. What I'm seeing in all things in the modules is a set of questions that's different than work sample, prior work samples. Lyndsi, are you with me on that one? Okay, good. Because I was like, ooh, Lyndsi was pulling up something so I went and checked, and it looked like, from what I could see, the questions are not the same as work sample 2 or work sample 3.
So the questions in the module explanation are what we're answering, correct? Okay.
Everybody's good on that. Yay. Not due till next Tuesday, but I know some of you, the way you plan out stuff, you might be starting to work on it. So, yeah. Good. Okay. So what I think we're doing tomorrow is we'll do more on the professional development plan, because that's something you need to be turning in. It's one of the assignments. I'll have, knock on wood, touch wood, whatever, I'll have hopefully all of everybody's work sample 3 feedback done, if not all, most done enough so that I can talk to you tomorrow about it, and we'll finish those up tomorrow afternoon so that everybody will have those back. There is in the modules, has everybody seen that there's something that's called like end of course feedback evaluation? Did you see that one? So if you would please fill that out. I know everybody didn't do the mid-semester one, but if you would please do this one. It's really helpful for me because, again, some of the stuff that we've done was the first time. So it would be really nice to know if we need to do some of these things again, how well they worked or didn't work for you. Yeah. Yvette's smirking. Why are you smirking, my dear?
I'm just thinking about things that didn't work and that worked. I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm thinking about Starbucks, and I'm gonna go get some. So.
That's the problem with Zoom. It's much easier to catch your facial expressions than it is in class, right? But if you'd fill those out, and then if we might have some common talking around that tomorrow too, as far as improving the class, that kind of things. That's what I think and then we'll talk about next semester so that you know what to expect for next semester, at least in 425 with me. I don't know what else you're taking. But does that feel like, is there anything we need to do tomorrow? Because we don't have any more Zoom sessions then. Anything we need to put in there?
Try to wear our bear shirts for a picture, maybe.
Bear shirts again? All right. That sounds good. I sent out the wonderful, wonderful thank you video that y'all made. And I'm already getting lots of responses, including Lene asking if they can use it on Facebook and all these other. I went, ask the students. So I think she'll be checking in with you all about where they can use it or not. Yeah, Inger.
I sent it to Nori, and he was like, "Oh my God, that's the coolest thing I've seen in so long." He was like super impressed. So he was like, "Oh, that's so cool." And I was like, "No, really, like we're really honestly thanking you." But he liked it a lot. So I think he was glad that we took the time to do that.
Yeah.
Even though I had to do it last night.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's like same thing. I mean, I sent it to Leilani because I know many of you, she's very supportive of, and same thing. She was like, "Oh my God, what a great way to start my morning." So yeah, I think it means a lot to people for them to know that they've contributed to your education. It means a real lot to them. And that you took the time to create something special like that to thank them. Yeah. So reminders, I did send it out to all the observation people and any of the people who came into our class, except the people you all invited. So please, if that's something that you can share with them, please do, because we're very grateful. You wouldn't have had this rich experience without them. Yeah, yeah. So cool. Well, today's Thursday, so you have Miss Emily, right? All right. Anything else you need from me? No? Okay. I'll stay if anybody needs any one-on-one stuff with me. Otherwise, have fun with Emily and good, great work. You are just loved how you just picked up on stuff and rolled with it and got excited about it. Wonderful. Thank you for that. We'll see you tomorrow.